only place you'll find them is in the underworld, because that's where the labyrinth is, the Halloween labyrinth is.
Right up there where's Rurik?
Yeah, that's right. Where's Rurik? It's good. We should have that sort of game. All right, so we're over here now. This we're jumping a little bit into the future here, but this is a statue of Pyre Fearshot, who's credited for starting the revolution against the Flame Legion. And I should know, I was there. He actually had some of the best lines in Guild Wars 1. When our character suggested that he's the hero of this revolution, his response is, "Revolutions eat their heroes. There's a storm coming. Time, it would be better to be elsewhere."
It's a deep jar.
Now, he's also the grandsire of Kala Scorchrazor, who was instrumental in the rest of the legions defeating the Flame Legion. And though she paid with her life, her intervention changed the way the Char view females, finally allowing them to join them in battle. So gave the other legions a much larger army, since the Flame Legion left their females at home. So it's all tied in. Now, that story didn't actually happen in Guild Wars 1, but was told in one of the books. So, moving on. Sorry, I was channeling Traherne.
We owe him everything.
This won't end well. Yeah. Not end well. I'm going to go the wrong way again, Reslead. I keep doing this every time.
Where did we want to go?
I go the wrong way. We're going, we'll go this way. We're going to pass the old Duke's estate. Yeah, okay, I'll just follow the road. I ruin this every single time I try it. Okay, so north of us as we're moving is the Baradin Estates, and anyone who's played a Char knows that the Char intro story, you fight the ghost of Duke Baradin. And we don't really get to him well in Guild Wars 1, and he's not really all that interesting. What's more interesting is the event chain that starts in the vaults over here. They start right here. This is Duke Baradin's vaults, the vaults under his estate, and there's a big event chain here. The last boss of that event chain is a character named Horus. Anyone remember who Horus was from Guild Wars 1? It's like a really bizarre reference to make him the last boss or something. No one? You find him in Sardolik Sanitarium after the searing, and he was driven insane by the searing, and he keeps asking, "Where's my pudding?" It's really strange. He's a really strange. He keeps talking about pudding. It's very funny. Anyway. Yep, that's Horus. He's the last boss of this event chain.
Yeah, there's a little event chain that happens inside the vaults, and he's at the very end. He's a ghost. Where's my pudding?
Together.
Where's my pudding? Anyway, on to the Black Citadel, which was built on the ruins of the Ascalonian capital, Rin. That's where we're going now.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Hope we're going there. It's familiar.
Yeah, it's up here. Now that we're talking about humans, though, does everyone know that Or was a human kingdom at one point? Ra is the capital.
I do get into that just a little later, but yeah, it's good that you should mention that now. Did you actually?
What's your favorite kingdom?
What happened in Or?
What's your favorite kingdom?
Do I have a favorite kingdom?
Yeah, I always liked Kryta more.
It has to be. It has to be Ascalon because I started.
I guess.
That's like, it's where like. All right, so pre-searing Ascalon was so popular. There were people that played Guild Wars 1 that never left pre-searing. They were called perma-priests.
It's very true.
Stay there forever.
I got a level 20 there.
There's even a site. I never did that. There's even a site called pre-searing. That's just for people that never leave pre. It's quite bizarre.
It's got enough content for an entire game by itself.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Does Vabi count as a kingdom?
Korna? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not. Yeah, we're only doing the prophecy stuff now, but yeah, absolutely a human kingdom. We're just not covering it because that's sort of in the future of the game, and we're trying to stick with this general area here for the spiel. But yeah, absolutely counts as human kingdom. Okay. Let's head on up this way. Everyone through? Anyone not on the server with us? Looks like Nibbles is not in.
I DC'd.
Oh, okay. There you are. Well, if you come back, we are in the Black Citadel. Heading up around to where the Bane is, so up the mustering grounds and then around Imperator's Core. I'll show you guys something that apparently existed in Guild Wars 2 the whole time, but most people don't know it's there. And
Yeah, we didn't even
many
see it
people
until a few days ago.
know, yeah, that's right. We didn't notice it until we were actually preparing for the tour, and then it was like, oh, look!
Look at this
So
thing.
bizarre. Oh, I know what that is. It's really cool. What we're looking at straight ahead here.
Yeah, I never even noticed this.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
It's cool, isn't it? Isn't it? All right. So this is an artifact from the first game. It's a magical horn called Stormcaller. And Stormcaller was a legendary weapon built into the side of a hill upon which Rin was constructed. And the humans tried to use Stormcaller to turn the tide of the Char's invasion, but it was too little too late. And the Char keep this now as a memento of their victory over the Ascalonians. Removed it from the hill and brought it up here to put on display.
If you talk to the Char around it, they tell you about the horn. Like, this is a memento of our victory and everything. It's kind of neat that they still remember that.
It really is awesome. It's their thing. And of course, we were like in missions where we found the mouthpiece of this horn and brought it back and returned it and weren't sure whether it would save the humans or not. It was really, really cool. So, anyway, what
We
we're going to
should
do is
take
we're going
it
to travel
back.
through this. We should really take it back. It's our damn horn. Hey, we gave them the claw back. They could give us the horn back, right? So we're going to take this elevator down to the Gladium Canton. When everyone's here, we're just going to stay to the right. The reason why we're doing this is because not everyone will have this waypoint. It's sort of hard to get down to the ruins of Rin if you don't know how to get there. So we got dots behind us still, so I don't know.
It's me, Lily, and Lyrica. We're catching up.
Okay. This elevator takes us down to the ruins of Rin. And this is actually the original human capital. This is Rin down here. Let me know when you hear Mister.
Wait, none of us.
Oh, lag.
Need a bottle of whiskey I didn't like, or a drink dry.
I am here.
This was, like I say, the human capital. The human capital then later became Ascalon after this was destroyed. And of course now the human capital is Divinity's Reach. It was here that Prince Rurik and King Adelbern's son, the commander of his forces, finally realized that the Char had grown too powerful and that help was needed to defeat them. So it's back to the not quite ready for primetime Wardens of Destiny's players reenacting another famous scene from Guild Wars 1. Unfortunately, King Adelbern and Prince Rurik will be played by Asura, but what can you do?
Trumpets! The king must be near. The fall of Rin will have darkened his heart. Hail, King Adelbern!
Rise, my son. You have done well. The discovery of the Stormcaller is surely a sign of victory.
It is a powerful weapon, but I fear not powerful enough. Char have amassed an army of many thousands.
You overestimate these beasts, Rurik. Do not be afraid.
I am not afraid, father. I have seen them in battle. Rin has been destroyed. It would be wise to escape while we can. We should make for Kryta and rebuild our strength, not wait here for death.
I will never allow Ascalons to live in the shadow of the Krytons. It is Rin that will be rebuilt, and you will learn your place.
You have grown proud, Adelbern of Ascalon. Proud and foolish.
You would dare call your king a fool? I will hear no more. I banish you from Ascalon. You are no longer my prince, and you are no longer my son.
People of Rin, your King will lead you to death. If you wish to see better days, if you wish to live, then leave the beasts behind and follow me over the Shiver Peaks. We make for Kryta and a new life, free of the char.
Was it good? So Rurik and his entourage, including those who played in the original game, made their way across the Shiver Peaks on their way to Kryta and Lion's Arch. Now, we're not going to be retracing their path because that would take a huge amount of time, as well as taking us through a much higher level area, and I'm not sure everyone could get there. So instead, a short summary is going to have to suffice, right? Rurik and his company entered the Shiver Peaks in search of King Jalis Ironhammer, the Dwarven King, attempting to renew the old alliances, which was fine with Jalis, but not so fine with the Stone Summit dwarves, who hated all the other races of the world. Unfortunately, the Stone Summit also held the Frost Gate, which you needed to pass through to get through the Shiver Peaks and into Kryta. So Rurik and company aid the dwarves in taking back the Frost Gate from the Stone Summit. In the process, unfortunately, Rurik is killed by Dagnar Stonepate, leader of the Stone Summit. Said Rurik was killed by Dagnar Stonepate, leader of the Stone Summit. I said Rurik is killed.
Good night, sweet prince. Parting is such sweet sorrow. As I shuffle off this mortal coil, I have but one boon to ask. Don't let a dirty char get his grubby paws on my sword.
I fucking love you.
Thank you. Though you might think this was a sad event, after a couple of hard mode missions with Rurik as an NPC, you'll understand why Rurik's death was met with cheers from much of the player base. At any rate, finally lead the surviving refugees to Kryta. You find that nothing is ever simple in Guild Wars. Kryta is having some issues having to do with something else that happened during the 2 years between pre-searing Ascalon and the rest of the game. There was an event called the Cataclysm. If you recall, Ra was in the Kingdom of War, and those who lived there were desperate to keep the Char out of the Holy City. After the fall of the wall, the Char marched south, and the finest soldiers of war marched against them. To be honest, it wasn't much of a battle. The Char cut through them like a hot knife through butter. And as they marched on Ara, the king's advisors retreated into the depths of the palace and located forbidden magic, caring about the consequences, only wanting to stop the Char from desecrating the holy city. The king's advisor read the forbidden words from a tall parapet above the city. The resulting disaster, Cataclysm, completely destroyed the Char army, and in the process, sunk the entire Kingdom of War into the seas. Unfortunately, not all the Orions stayed dead, but rather became undead and started showing up on the beaches of Kryta. Kryta was the only human kingdom to have successfully fought off the Char, at least in part due to a man called Sol D'Alessio, and a religious order he founded called the White Mantle. So the Lion Guard, previously in charge, had lost much of their power. The White Mantle became the champions of the people. Now, this is particularly true because the Krytan King did a vanishing act and ran away, never to be seen again. So the Mantle and their unseen gods managed to defeat the Char, the only human kingdom to do so, and the reason why Kryta is the only human kingdom remaining in the time of Guild Wars 2. And now the Mantle had their hands full dealing with the undead. So the White Mantle made a deal with the Ascalonian refugees, i.e. us. We help them with the undead problem, and we'll give you a bit of land to settle on. And so it was done, and the Ascalon settlement was born. The settlement can still be seen today in Jindarin Fields. Now, as it turns out, the White Mantle weren't really the knights who show themselves as, and their unseen gods were really Mersat, a powerful race of spellcasters. But we allied with them anyway, because otherwise there wouldn't be a story. We were honored with the task of leading around this giant eye in a pyramid called the Eye of Janthier, which finds people who have some sort of power in them and marks them. And it's an honor to be one of the chosen, and it was an honor to lead this crystal around, and we led them to the White Mantle, and we're about to turn them over to the White Mantle, these chosen people that we've sort of handpicked, or I has handpicked anyway, when the Shining Blade shows up. Now today the Shining Blade are Queen Jenna's personal bodyguards, think Secret Service, but back then they were a group of rebels fighting the White Mantle.
Bunch of terrorists, really.
Basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, they stole the chosen from us.